Over the past few years, Tate St Ives have committed to a series of public art projects. These take place as an artist commission framed around residency, where living in St Ives shapes a new work that is presented in the public realm, often as a performance or an intervention. As part of this process, the artist agrees to actively collaborate with local residents to shape the work through a social practice. We began to discuss this commission with artist Adam James in early 2020, weeks before the first UK lockdown. Like everyone, we were unaware of what was about to unfold and how our usual ways of working would become impossible. Living in Sweden, it was clear that Adam would be unable to visit in person to experience people and place, so we initiated a virtual residency over autumn 2020. Via Zoom, Adam participated in meetings, lunches, drinks, walks, tours and community activities with a variety of people in St Ives. We subscribed Adam to the local newspaper, giving him another lens in which to see the town, and we linked him to the town's many webcams, which he'd have on in the studio or we'd screen share during our meetings. Adam James is a visual artist who utilises LARP, which stands for Live Action Role Play. With so many new ways of working in motion, it was difficult to know where things might go. But during the residency, Adam proposed establishing Play Club for a small group of St Ives residents as a mechanism to co-create the new work. Meeting regularly online over spring 2021, Play Club explored their personal responses to living in St Ives over 2020. Through play practices, they created narratives for two fictional community collectives, the Fiery Foraging Warriors and the Inclusive Isolationist Society, who embodied solutions to individual, local and national needs. Each member imagined a character within the collective, creating a name, identity and ideas for costume and environment. These ideas were then produced by Adam and the Makers Collective, a further group of collaborators made up of local people with an interest in textiles. The textile works form an integral part of the installation currently on display. Costumes by makers with a headdress by Adam represent each character, and banners made by makers name each collective as they meet in the space, which is titled The Improbable Meeting of Two Fictive Solutions to a Shared Problem. Running concurrently at two public spaces in St Ives are a series of augmented reality, AR, sculptures that are discovered using a smartphone app. Each site is chosen as a home for one of the fictional collectives, the Fiery Foraging Warriors at the Community Orchard and the Inclusive Isolationist Society on a small grassy peninsula known as the Island. The AR sculptures have a direct relationship to Play Club's proposed props for the characters. Realised physically by Adam, small versions of these props appear in the gallery installation. They have been 3D scanned and altered in scale and colour to become these AR objects, appearing here as relics of these former collectives at a site that was perhaps once their home. Finally, these ideas come together for two public online LARP workshops facilitated by Adam in a virtual reality space inspired by the public sites. Here, avatars embody the same characters as the costumes. Our research evidences that engaging publics in co-created artworks creates unique and memorable experiences. We know collaborators often gain increased well-being and a greater sense of connection as a community. For each artist, the same context provides very different opportunities. Adam only came to St Ives after the work had been made. The remoteness of his connection, in his words, is the fabric of the project. The very experience of a place and its people and how that unfolds can be a powerful intervention within an artist's practice, even more so when those people are collaborators. As a curator, I aim to be a guide in that relationship, regardless of what experience an artist has of co-creating. The question of ownership is key. We consider this practically, legally, ethically, physically and emotionally, setting expectations for these as cornerstones of a shared practice before we begin, and acknowledging that the practice will find its own end. In projects like KEMENETH, when we share the final work, we're celebrating all of those who have contributed, and this ownership often extends to wider networks within those communities. Working in this way blurs the boundaries of more traditional hierarchies and territory, allowing our organisation to have an active role in its community, within its KEMENETH.